Hello, my name is Melissa Iwan and I'm from St. Joseph, Michigan. This is my second entry in appetizers number 2. My first entry was a little nerve-wracking for me because I've never stood in front of a video camera before, but I'm feeling a little more confident and this one should go just a little better, I think. Again, I have entered this competition because I love to cook. I haven't always had that interest. It's only been the last 10 or 15 years that I've really gotten very interested in it, and everyone loves my cooking, so I figure I must be doing something right. Several years ago I decided to make my own cookbook, and I've promised it to whichever one of my daughters has decided to take an interest in cooking also, and it kind of looks like I might be making two. The recipe I'll be preparing for you today is hot crab dip. I don't remember where I got the original recipe, but I do know that I've changed at least 2 or 3 different things about it because I think it tastes better the way I do it. With this recipe, I begin by mixing the first 7 ingredients together first. And I will start with 1/3 cup of sour cream. The real stuff, not the low fat, because it tastes better. There you go. And then I put in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I pre-measured everything. And 1 tablespoon of grated fresh shallot. One tablespoon. Doesn't take much. I use shallot rather than onion. Onion was in the original recipe, but it gave too much of a bite to the dip. So I switched it to shallot because I think that it's a little milder. And I didn't want it to overpower the taste of the crab because the crab is so fabulous. Oh yeah, eyes are starting to burn just a tad. Okay, that should do it. Alright, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, there's that word again. After that, I add 3/4 of a teaspoon of dry mustard and 1/4 of a teaspoon garlic powder and 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. Room temperature, because it mixes better. Let me get all that mixed real well. That should do it. Okay, after you mix the first 7 ingredients, then you'll be adding 1/2 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, and then your crab. Now, the original recipe calls for 1 pound of lump crab meat with the shell pieces removed. I don't use lump crab meat for a couple of reasons. It's expensive, and I think that it tastes too rich. I mean, you can have like 1 or 2 crackers and that's about it because it's so rich. So I switched it to imitation crab. I like the taste better. It blends better with the rest of the ingredients. It's milder and it's not quite as rich. You can buy it in prepackaged 8-ounce packages of crab, flake or chunk style. I prefer the flake. Don't ask me why, I just do. I even think they taste different. They probably don't, but that's just my opinion. Take my crab right out of the package and I start breaking it up in small pieces. That's what I do. A lot of those pieces are big, and I don't want them in the dip that big, so I break them into 3 or 4 smaller pieces, and I used 2 packages of the 8-ounce imitation crab flaked. That's a lot of crab. Let me get all that mixed. Get my hands a wipe here. Get all that mixed together. Nice creamy blend. Oh, smells fabulous. It will be fabulous. Okay, after you get all of your ingredients mixed together, then you just take a casserole dish. This was my grandmother's. It's very old, but I love it. Just coat it with some vegetable spray, just real light. You don't want all that marvelous crab sticking to anything. Okay, and then you just take it all, put it into the casserole, just like that. There. That's great. I'll just even it out in there. And then to finish it off, you just sprinkle it very lightly with some paprika. Gives it some nice color. Doesn't that look wonderful? Then put a lid on it. And then you're going to put it in your oven at about 350 degrees for 30 minutes. There we go. Yay. Okay. Ooh. This is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. There we go. Oh, gotta turn that off. There we go. Okay, now let's take the lid off. Let it be cooling just a little bit. Ooh. Stand back. Okay. I usually let it sit for just a little bit, kind of, so it's not quite so hot when you're dealing with it. But you get it put in your bowl and get your crackers around your tray. And go with a plainer cracker for this because you don't want to interrupt the flavor of that crab. And then, take that out. Put it in your bowl. There you go. There. You can fill it up several times. And of course, after you make it, you have to taste it. That's the best part, right? Ooh. A little hot, a little hot. It's fabulous. You're going to love this recipe. Paula, thank you so much for this opportunity again. You know, a couple of weeks ago you asked for recipes with seafood. Here you go, seafood. And with this recipe, all you ladies out there who are competing, I have given you today some very stiff competition. This recipe is to die for. Thank you.